All right, everybody, welcome to another stream. Welcome to the Monday Hangout, I guess we'd call it. Monday pre-market, fake market futures, whatever you want to call it, guys. I hope everyone had a great weekend. And I think we've got to talk about the elephant in the room to get started here. I mean, how can we not talk about the madman, the crazy cat, the intermittent fasting guy that never sleeps? And now he's made a mistake. Firstly, what does everyone think about what Square's done? Does anyone like this deal? Any Square holders like this deal? Yes, no? From the community, let me know right now. I would love to know if anyone actually likes this one. I have many opinions on it, and probably not many of them are that great. Let's see what all of you guys think, though. Firstly, let's just look at this number. This is Australian dollars. $39 billion, guys, being invested from the Squares into the Afterpays. Now, I always talk about one thing here on the channel, and that is MOAT. So the first thing I see when I see this deal is it's a logical deal, all right? It is super logical for Square to be purchasing, or not to purchase this, but to actually have a buy now, pay later style thing in their Cash App. Okay, I always thought it was a good idea. I always think it's going to be a good concept for them to have. Now, where I get annoyed is the fact that they've bought a low moat company where they could have been spending the last 2 years actually building out this themselves, and it's cost them 39 billion Australian dollars to get it done. And you know why? Because they're falling behind, guys. That's what I believe. They're falling behind. Glenn says, tell us something about Afterpay, Tom. So do many of you not know what Afterpay is? Basically, you go out and you say, oh, I would love to buy that shirt, but the shirt's $25. And you think, well, maybe not $25. We'll use $40 as an easier example. And what Afterpay lets you do, guys, is instead of paying $40 there and then, you buy it with Afterpay and they send you, they take out $10 from your account. And then over consecutive weeks, they take out $10 from your account. So it's buy now, pay later. Genius, yeah? Anyway, all the millennials use it. I'm sure many people out there have used it. I've used it with the coupons. Of course, with the coupons, it works out well. But is this a great investment? I'm going to argue very much no. If you have... And it shows that they're too far behind and they have to do this to catch up to PayPal. They have to do this to catch up to Shopify. They have to do this to catch up to other companies. Because if they just spent the money themselves, they could have built Afterpay's system for... You can't tell me it costs over $1.5 billion to build it out. They've already got the infrastructure. Why do they need to buy this? Because they're behind. I never like it when businesses purchase a quarter of their own market capitalization in a company. If you ever see a business, by the way, that purchases close to 1-to-1 with themselves. So let's say they're worth $100 billion American, and then they purchase an $80 billion company. I got news for you. Unless they are the best acquisition team ever, run. That's what we've got to do. We've got to run away. This sucks. Will Square buy now and pay later for this? Says Mr. Paddox21. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm sure they've got all sorts of randomized concepts over time about how they're going to pay. It says here, the deal has been struck at an implied price of $126.21. You'll notice it's trading underneath that for government risk reasons, because I saw a few people talking about arbitraging it. A 30% premium on the closing price. Okay, we know Afterpay is traded higher. But this company was started in 2014. It was listed on the ASX in 2016. And it's now just sold for $39 billion to Square, when Square could have made it themselves for literally $2 billion. So I got to say, straight off, this is a rotten tomato. I don't like it. It sucks. And yeah, I'm very, very disappointed. Now, the market obviously is going to smash it around a little bit. It's good. 239 is actually not a bad number at all. I saw in the pre-market at the beginning was down about 2%. Now it's down 3, was down 4. What do you guys think about it, though? I know we started smashing Square, but I'm very disappointed. They have to smash this out of the park right now. If they are going to make this pay, I need to see Cash App integrated with it like this. I need to see this thing out and everyone to be using it, and they need to gain market share. And I mean, they need to gain market share incredibly stat. That's the only way this is going to pay out well. But I'm always interested to see what you guys think about it. So there's my rant. Josh says Square is $112 billion, way over 1-to-1. No, I know it's not over 1-to-1, man. I'm just saying if you ever see that, be scared. I've seen that a few times in my trading career, and I ran away with over 1-to-1. Now, in this case, of course, it's a lot less than that. And we know this. But, yeah. Is this a customer database play? Well, you could argue it's a customer database play, but you're only, like, they're obviously coming into Australia, so they want this for their Australian, ability. But you know what? I went to a market on the weekend. 85% of the market, maybe 100% of the market was using Square. Australia already has a very big built-in Square audience. So let's have a look at the market's points here. So the active customers jumped 63%. So this is to 16.2 million with 10.5 million of them in the US, okay? Which was up 88%. Australian customers were 8% higher with 3.6 million active merchants roll. So look, these are the numbers here. But in terms of whether these numbers make sense for Square to buy them at that much money, it just doesn't make sense to me. They have to run with this. They have to integrate. And I believe it's because they're behind or he's lost his mind. They're either behind so hard or he's lost his mind. Either or. Silverliner says, what a rant, Tom. Good job. Thanks very much, Silverliner. Dude, it pisses me off. It really does. It always makes me think, go with your gut instincts some ways when it comes to what you've seen before. Twitter should be worth a lot more than it is right now. It should have been picked up. It should have been, really scaled out, and it wasn't. And that's where we're sitting with Square. It hasn't. The Cash App thing, you think they're turning a corner. It all looks good. I've been whinging about this for 6 months now with Square, how they haven't been going any faster. PayPal's smoking them. Where's all the cryptos, guys? Where are all the cryptos? Anyway, we're into the market. Welcome, everyone, to the Monday live pre-market stream. Hopefully, you guys had a great weekend. As I said, we're done with Square. What do I think about it? Gross. Where do I think it'll go? I wouldn't be surprised for it to go well under where it is right now. I mean, yeah. When it comes back, we'll see what it does. But Jack Dorsey proved me correct. He proved me correct. And if he turns it round, I'll eat the humble pie. Maybe on the stream, I'll eat the humble pie. But he has to move so quickly now to integrate both the title and this investment. I hope he's got a big plan there because I think PayPal and others are coming for him hard. Let's talk about these markets. So US 500. Are we in a bit of a range? Yes. We're in a pretty big range. We've got, of course, our resistance here at 44.30. We've got our support at 43.70. And both of these levels, I think, are really critical, actually, for the start of this week. If we break out above, let's think about the daily here. This is what you see on the fake market futures. But let's go away from the fake market futures. Let's go to the SPX. It's still the same levels. So we've still got a 44.30. And we have a 43.70-ish error. Now, why is this so important? Because if we start closing underneath this level, what do you think day traders are going to do? They're going to be very interested in taking the market short. We detailed last week how there's still a lot of call options coming in. And I think specifically maybe a little bit less puts than you may think. Let's actually have a look at the put-call ratio in terms of just the oscillator. Let's look at the PCC and see where the PCC is at. So we'll go line daily. So the PCC dropped all the way to 69. It's now at 80, supposedly pre-market, but whatever. It only matters about the close. So they got it down under 0.7. Now, I always talk about under 0.7 allows for Wall Street to have a little bit of fun with everybody. Now, this down underneath here always allows a little bit of fun. So if we have a little bit of fun, we've got a nice range here for day traders. Closure either way should signal further commitment of buyers or sellers. We close above 44.30. This is a commitment of further buying action, you would think. A closure below 43.70, this is a commitment of further selling action. And the sell side is probably more interesting to the buy side, because if the sell side starts to occur, where do we go? Well, we've got quite a lot of runway all the way down to these levels down here. Now, at the same time, you go over to the QQQ maybe, and you think about the key levels here. Wall Street loves to make a new peak. It then loves to kind of trap people and turn them around. But we have to think about, how has it always trapped people? So here's a little double top. This is a standard, just little rollover. Here's a little sell-off, little flash crash, followed by a big ramp, followed by a rollover. Very similar to kind of what's happening here. And then we go back to previous history. Okay, that one's not a good one because that's going to be the pandemic. How have they enjoyed destroying people in the market recently? Usually a flash followed by another sell-off. We haven't had any big ones except for the 18 one. I mean, the 18 one and the pandemic were the two bigger ones. So this was an equal followed by a flash sell. So when it comes, it'll be a flash. And we know where things get real, because just like over here, see how price action dictated when things got real. So it was all good. It was all green, all good. And then once we closed underneath this level, this is the point where things got real. Right there is where things got real, and it led to some sustained sell-off. So where do things get real this time around? Well, I've told you I think the problem is in the tech stocks. And it's not because I don't love the tech stocks. I love the tech stocks a lot for the longer term here. But if there is going to be an issue, it actually will not be felt until we get under 352.16. But I still really theorize that if we get underneath that level, I actually have a very clean level I want to go to after that. And you're not going to like it. It's actually going to be a 50 exponential moving average that meets at 325. If that happens, I'm actually thinking this level, 325, if we get under 352, which is a nice significant pullback, which will actually make me incredibly happy about the future. And you might say, Tom, why the hell would you want to burn your investments and see another 11% down? And why would that make you happy about the future of the market? Because I think it's a very healthy pullback. And when you see, let's say, a market that goes too ballistic up, a market that goes too crazy, and I would argue on some ways the monthly here is not really, it's not really come back down to earth after this whole rally that's happened. There's been no coming back down to earth now for quite some time. Now, sometimes it can stay away from earth for years, but because how far away it is from the monthly, how far away it is, I think it needs to come back down to earth. And I'm optimistic. I love the next couple of years. I do love them. Kevin N says, stop drawing those lines on the SPY, making the SPY look bearish. Not until I sell in a couple of weeks. Kevin, I wish you all the best, man. I trimmed. There was trimming. And we're seeing the fake market futures are up this morning, man. So it should be good. But we'll have to find out what happens. Let's see what, there was a super chat before. Let me read this one. Brian Grant, $5. Hi, Tom. Is it a good entry point for pins? We'll take a look at pins in just a few moments. Thank you very much, Brian. Appreciate your support on the stream. Sam Hines says, wow, I got to learn computer programming. That's true. Because you can literally make an application I could pay a Fiverr person to create. A person on Fiverr, they create me the app. Costs $150. Buy now, pay later. And we'll sell it for $50 bazillion. Well, 40 in this case. 40 billion Australian dollars. So yeah, US 100, US 500. They're still looking fine, bullish-wise. But yeah, we've got a nice range here. I think the SPX is the best. Let's talk about the danger zones. Let's talk about this IWM. It's up 0.67 here in the pre-market. So that puts us at 220, 253. So I saw before the 10-year started to drop. You know, the 10-year, IWM is very susceptible to the 10-year. Remember, big percentage, the highest percentage of the Russell 2000 is in the banks. So if we have the 10-year going down, what is that going to be doing? Putting pressure on banks' profits and starting to put pressure on this market. Now, we've had one rejection here, two rejections here, and no follow through. So I think with IWM traders, if you actually start to see follow through here, we could very cleanly be back at the 208 level. I mean, that's a rejection. That's a rejection. There's a good story here to be had from the technical analysis perspective. I'm just looking at the price action. I say S&P 500 right now, still bullish long-term, short-term in a channel, that's fine. We're neutral short-term, really, really short-term. We're bullish long-term. There's no signs of the bear. The US 100 is just kind of in the middle of nowhere land, so we're not even going to look at it until we see breaks either way. With the IWM actually showing a little bit of bearishness in the middle of the range. And then we've got the 10-year, which is actually right now, look at this. Right now, it is getting underneath that support that it has held so well. Look at this. Early Monday and the fake market futures are up, yet the US 10-year is starting to come under fire. So this hits the banks. Then all of a sudden, if that continues to go back down, let's say it goes to 1 for whatever reason, then we start to see the old JP Morgan head and shoulders start to play out. We know a lot of these problems start in the financials. I'm not here to scare you. I believe the long-term, let's call it multi-year here, we're in a multi-year bull run. People have been abusing me on the comments section for talking about 2025, 2026 bull run into that level. Because I don't actually think any of these things that everyone's freaking out about are going to blow up the financial system right now. I just don't think. I have to be an optimist, guys. You've got to be an optimist. But you've also got to know when to hold them and when to be like, well, you know, are we seeing the signs? TLT, before we do Brian's very generous super chat, continues to kind of float on up here. Of course, flat at the moment. These are the 20-year bonds. Safe money tends to dump in the bonds ahead of potential pullbacks. Now, on the good side of things, we've got the Tesla. Tesla above 700 right now. The retail chatter, the chitter chats was on this one. I'd be loving to see a daily close above 700. That'd be a very strong level. Has it closed above 700 yet? No. Did it close underneath the 690? Absolutely. Why? Because they stole all the coal money last week. They stole the calls. But this week's a new one. So, yeah, 701. Congrats if it does close through. Tesla will be one to watch over the next 24 hours. Because it is still well under all those all-time highs, etc., etc. All right, let's do this pins donation right now. Let's have a look at pins. So Pinterest got belted. We know that I haven't read the full report on this stock. I don't actually own this stock. I kind of like it. I never used it really. I've never logged in with pins, which is probably a problem in itself. Then again, I don't use Snapchat and I don't use whatever else, TikTok. I don't even know how TikTok works, really. But I still almost know more about TikTok than pins. But let's talk about the stocks here. And one of the things I liked about them was, you know, the ability to actually have an image, click on it, and then sell product off that image. Like, you know, it's a design thing. You had that stuff. But of course, Facebook then started implementing that, and it kind of destroys part of their competitive advantage. So yes, they are at support. Are you buying a dip? Sure. If you like the long-term prospects and you've read fundamentally, I've always said this. If you like it at those kind of reasons, this is when a fundamentalist will come in and play the long game. If they like everything they see. Has the situation changed is going to be the question you want to ask yourself. Do you believe in the long-term fundamentals? Do you believe in the company? Do you believe in the management? Do you believe in the rollout? If you do, this is the kind of thing that you can say, okay, I'm going to buy the dip. I'm buying the dip, baby. But if you're trading, this is too early to buy the dip. Because if you're trading, the idea is you're meant to be in and out. And ideally, you probably don't own it for more than a couple of months, if not own it for a couple of days. So the good thing about tech is it's one of the ones that can recover from these kind of gaps. If you see this on an energy stock, it's going to take a long time. If you see this on a material stock, it's going to take a long time. Have we seen enough coming out of the first day of trade? Not really. Almost like a long leg doji. I mean, obviously to the bear side here. Went up, down, and all around. Okay. You go down the 4 hour. It's floating around there. Is this a good area? Yeah, it's okay. But you can't take that on technical reason other than you can just go, okay, I like the level based on the fact that it's fallen around here. This is the midpoint kind of area of all of that. On the weekly, that was the close point. So you go back over, remember, use line charts for this type of stuff, guys. There's the close point. We bounced a little bit I like the company. Nothing's changed. I'm buying the dip. But from a trade point of view, I hope this makes sense. It's too early. You don't have the momentum. You're basically just throwing a dart at the board in a trade, and you're saying, I hope the dip buys. And it might buy this time, and you think, yes, that's right, Tom, you're an idiot. Bro, you are so stupid, man. I'm so smart. But the problem is you'll do that time and time and time again, and there'll be a time that burns you, and then you'll double into that stock. Shout out to anyone that's done this. Tell Brian in the chat. I know someone's done it out there other than me. And then you'd buy a little bit more because you think I'm going to keep buying this dip. And by the end of it all, you've got the stupid stock and it's $20 and you've bought the damn dip all the way down and it never comes back. Does this for ages. And that is the worst feeling. Then you kick yourself. Got a $1 donation coming in from Joey NG, Singapore $1. Thank you very much. Also, thank you, Jonathan, for subscribing, and Sek, and also Maddie Shea. Welcome to the community. Great to have you here. Blue Maserati says, good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning, Blue. Great to have you here, man. All right, let's have a look here. Sound Whisperer says, no pins, no TikTok, no Snap. Yes, FX Evo chat. That's right, Sound Whisperer. We don't use these other technological things. We use live streaming television. Okay, live streaming television. We're basically the cable networks here. So pins, it's at support, and I've kind of made the good point, I think, on both sides there. All right, let's keep going round. So we've got dollar index finding a little bit of weakness here early, which is good. It's a good sign. Dollar index weakness is okay. I mean, is it a great sign? Not really. It hasn't got through the 50 yet on the daily, which is probably the most important point. Go to the 2 hour. Just doing whatever it feels like. I would say I have no idea where that's going to go based on what it's currently doing. No idea. Does it go up? Does it go down? How can we tell? You would think a little bit more. I mean, the trend's down. Above 92.20, you would think, okay, it's going long. Underneath this zone, it's going short. In the middle here, you don't know. You don't always know. When a friend says to you, oh, I need you to tell me when the dollar index is going to be the strongest. You might be just focused in on this 2 hour chart, daily chart, and you think, well, it's on support. If it breaks above here, I think it's going to go long, and I've got a statistical chance that it's going to a next level. If it breaks below, I think it's got a statistical chance it's going to the next level, and I'll trade those. But sometimes you just have no idea where it's going to go. I mean, I don't know where it's going right now. It's doing its own little thing. We go over to gold. It's too early to tell whether this thing is actually going to hold this 1810. We knew, look, I said this to the private community today in the Hangout. By the way, people in the private community, I do a Hangout on Monday, guys. I upload it. It's in the Discord. You guys can view it. And I said, look, this is one of the better trades that I've seen over the last week. This is a classico. I love this trade. I talked about it in there and why I like it. Do I like catching the falling knife here on gold? Not yet. I would love to take gold long, but I need 1850 to be closed above. And if it isn't, screw you, gold. I'm done with you until we come back later on. So we're just waiting. We're just floating around. Silver, I mentioned this in the video on the weekend. I'm looking for it to take it as a flag style trade. Let's have a look at the 8 hour. We don't have enough information just yet. We need that continuous bullishness. Look at this. Wick, wick, wick. Imagine the story if it closes above. Yes, that would be awesome. It's kind of like, in many ways, this is like the stupid Zoom chart that we had last week. You guys know, in fact, I'm done with Zoom. The Zoom is gone. Look at the stupid Zoom chart. What a beautiful zone. I rabbited on about this. You guys know I hate the Zoom. And it moved up and it was a good rally. I mean, what was the rally? The rally could be taken, I think, on this candle here. So the rally here rallied 10%. Hey, it's nothing to sneeze at. Got close to 400 and then they're sneaky. They smash it back down. So you know what? Goodbye, Zoom. You're done. Get out of here. We're done with that thing. We're not coming back to it either. Until it gives us another one of these sweet trades. I love that. I love this trade, guys. I remember the one that I remember the most out of the last year? It was a glorious trade. And it all comes down to the BTCs. I'll show you it. Oh, yeah. This trade here with the bazillion buy accumulations. Look at the volume. The bazillion buy accumulations. And starting to get in on it at this point. Oh, my goodness. I love this. It's kind of like the same thing. You know, it's rinse, repeat, react. Rinse, repeat, react. It's the same type of stuff. Anyone else getting blurry video? I would recommend Blue Maserati if you're getting a blurry video, which I'm sure, I'm pretty sure that I know what you're doing. Don't worry about that. Oh, good, man. Sandola77 sends me a $4 super sticker. Thank you very much, Sandola. You're always much appreciated. It's great to have you on the stream, man. Thank you also, everyone else that is subscribing and supporting the stream. I appreciate you all, guys. We've got Eka Rora super chatting $2. Now, we've got to pay attention because Eka is out of control at the moment, guys, with good technical analysis. $2 from Eka. He says, check out AMAT, Tom. All right, man. AMAT. Eka. The lightning bolt in play, man. Wonder if you got it off the close. And the inverse head and shoulders. So Eka likes these into the close. I think Eka's got it correct here. You know, I told him this personally. And I said to him, man, I like what you're doing. And he goes, yep, why? I said, because you're trading the close, dude. You got big brains. You know, the thing about trading into the close is you're always looking at this, where are we going to close? If we close above this point, I always say it, if we close above this point, it's activating the next thing. Now think about it from a big brain perspective as the community here. If we get a close and then the next morning it opens up 3%, you think, damn, I should have taken it the previous day. That's why you've actually got to watch the close. Now that's not good for my channel. So watch the open and the close, guys. Watch the open, we talk about it, and then you go and make your own decisions on the close. But yeah, look, I like it, Eka. I think this isn't as good as some of the other ones you've shown just because what you're looking at here is you've got some pretty serious resistance at the 140-280, and I think you'd agree with that. If you did take it as the close and all your aim was to get it to 143, good. If your aim is to take it past 143, it's got the right type of setup to get it through. It's also in an industry, industrial machinery, so it's definitely got some potential here. We'll add it to the list and we'll keep watching it. Did I put AMAT in last week? No. So we'll add it to the list and watch it throughout the days. But yeah, look, I do like the technical analysis on it. I just think that there are some problems here with the resistance. Usually you're getting it before the breakout and you're doing all the correct moves. You're getting above the resistance here, etc. And you can see you are being rewarded with the 0.75 here in the pre-market. 143, you get through that. I wouldn't worry about this level. You're probably going quite a lot more. I would just take this range, even though it's not the full range. I would take this range and extrapolate that and go for a 155. Good luck, sir. Then we've got Adam Sesford coming in with a $5 donation. Thank you very much, Adam. Appreciate that. Says, opinion on any and GEO. We'll take a look at them soon. What's up, Musty? I think you guys are trolling me on the quality thing. I definitely think you're trolling me on the quality thing. All right, let's do this one. ANY GEO. 3D Printing Corp. Sphere. Cool. Is this a 3D printing company? Seriously? Sphere 3D Corp. For only worth $66 million. Which is very little in the world of the stocks. How long has this thing been around? Weekly? Whoa. What happened over here? It actually does look like a 3D printing company. People always forget, like this obviously is split a million ways backwards trying to get money over the years and stuff. But if this was the stock the whole time, what happened here most likely is it came out guns blazing. And what generally happens with these kind of companies, it's like the marijuana field. Everything went up so much and it was so strong. And then people forget very easily how bubbles work. And then it gets busted, then it comes all the way back down. Anyway, we're not talking about the past. We're talking about the present. It is showing some signs of life. Weekly here looks all right. Resistance up here at the 380 kind of area, $4 is pretty key. We haven't ever had a weekly close above 380, so I think that'd be something I'd be looking at. Daily. Yeah, long leg doji. Decision made to the bull side. Okay. I like that. 3 resistances as well. Yeah, it's doing the right things, but I don't know anything about the company. Technically, 380 on the weekly close above is what you're looking for there. Let's have a look at GEO. Finance Real Estate Investment Trust. Pretty sick looking business from a technical side. Let's go to the weekly. Oh, this might be too bad. Oh, man. No. Falling knives in the chat on this one. Falling knives in the chat. Some kind of announcement recently brought the people in, but that could have just been also a bit of pumpy dumpy coming in from Wall Street Bets or something like that. Look, I don't like this one at all. If you're playing the smaller, I guess you could say it's lightning bolting, but you know, lightning bolt, just because lightning bolts happen, it's just it's all it is really a change of trend, yeah, up or down. However, you've got to understand that it's where they are and what kind of stock they're on. I don't particularly like this one, unfortunately. $7.77 says 1,337 viewers, 223 likes. Please mash the like button and show your support for the channel. Thank you. Trade smarter, not harder. That's true, Sandola. Be lazy. Do the 45-minute pre-market action. Come and look at the close. And be lazy the rest of the day. Sounds good to me, man. Thank you very much for your support as per usual. We've got Ismo AED, $10. Can we take a look at skills and AI, please? Ismo, I would have had a look for you, man. You could just message me there. I know I was talking to you just before. Let's have a look at these ones. SKLZ. Ooh, wrong one. SKLZ. Got skills. Wowzers, is this low? Kathy Wood is getting attacked on all corners. I mean, I saw that fund opening that's going to attack, like literally be an inverse ARK fund. Did you guys see that? What pricks? They're opening a fund to wreck her. She really pissed off Wall Street last year, hey? She should wear a nasty Wall Street. By the way, what do you guys reckon about a nasty Wall Street top? Like a shirt that just says nasty Wall Street. I'm thinking of making the nasty Wall Street merch. It's kind of in motto with what I believe anyway. I do think they're nasty. And yeah, I'm thinking the nasty Wall Street shirt. And the pumpy dumpy. Might have the pumpy dumpy as well. So here we got $14.39. What do I think about skills here? Oh my goodness. Is today earnings? So is it, when was earnings for skills? Do I have my little earnings calendar? Let's have a look here. Skills doesn't even make it into this list. Okay. Well, maybe earnings is out pre-market. I don't really know on this stock. Not one I follow. Look, 1270 clearly has been bought hard. You can see the big buy that came through there. Big volume. Decent volume here. Let's have a look at the daily volume. See whether anyone's been purchasing. It's pretty low. No signs of bullishness yet here on this stock. And you can see why that's important to see the signs of bullishness, because otherwise you might have bought here thinking, oh, I'm going to buy the dip, guys. And then you're sitting in here for weeks later staring at the stock ticker each day going, why did I do that? Where does this thing get a bit more serious? Well, it gets more serious about 1580. And if it does hit 1263, this is where investors will jump through. They will jump in here. But yeah. I'm not sure about the earnings report. 1580 for the bull case. And right now looks still pretty nasty towards the sell side. Unless the earnings flick it. Let's have a look at AI. Okay, so AI is on support, starting to accumulate. Volume is straight out of this thing. Look at the volume. Very low. Oh my goodness, so low. It's terrible. That's not good. Why is the volume so low? It's channeling. either break either side. You'd be hoping that the volume does increase. Back onto the support line. You would want this to turn around and close above, and then that would be a little channel on the smaller time frame, and then you can take advantage of hopefully that creating a bit of bullish momentum. Weekly, not great, not fantastic either. Seems to be around the low. So it's probably one of those ones that you want to set like a parameter above like 55 and a parameter below 48.70. And I ideally hope that if you're in it long, if you're in it short, I think a lot of people should be considering their closeouts already. If you're in it in a long, you're just hoping it gets above 55. And then once it gets past 57.50, much better days ahead. Good luck, sir. And thank you for your support as always, man. Look at the map again. Tuesday after the close. Oh my God, I drew a line on it. I'm so stupid. Here it is, guys. Skills after the close. There we go. Don't you worry, it's coming. And if I was playing the skills game, you've got to think it's going to be explosive. It's going to be explosive either way, wouldn't you think? The earnings on skills, the earnings on Barber could be explosive either way. Well, Barber maybe not so much, but skills could be it could be wild, couldn't it? Yeah. Sometimes you think about that from one thing that's great about options is you can always limit your risks. And when you can limit your risks, it makes a lot more sense. Musti says they trolled me too. Don't worry. Look, I know that it's blurry. I love you guys. That's awesome. Joey NG did not ask a question with the super chat, but he did ask, can you read Futu charts? All right, man. We'll have a look. So we've done those two. Let's have a look at Futu. Is it blurry? I think it's blurry. Futu charts right on the nasty support. 4 hour. Looking for a 120 plus closure to feel better about the world. Weekly. God. What do you do, man? Is it on technical support? Yes. Does it look great? No. Does it ever look great when you're looking at the dips? Sometimes it does. Sometimes it looks tasty. Daily rallied dead cat bounce, like we said. We did call the dead cat bounce here on the Chinese stocks, unfortunately. And now they're back down at the deep end. 105 pre-market up 2.4. I think things improve at 120 plus. 2 hour chart. Jeez, it's all over the place. Look, these stocks are very, very hard to secure down at the moment. I don't really like the Futu chart that much. I think the chat's getting trolled right now. MATX from Big Dipper. Thank you very much for the support. And we've also got, we've got a few others before this. Wait a second, guys. Wait a second. Where am I up to? What am I doing? So I've got here Derek with a million zeros for Super Chatted Hong Kong, $25. Hi with a million zeros, Tom. Hello, Derek. Great to have you here. Any chance you can have a look at Amazon and Tesla? I'm itching to buy, but afraid of sudden falling knife. Thank you. Tesla's looking good past the 700. We checked that out before, Derek. I like Tesla. I do like Tesla at this 700. You know that, I mean, this is already in the pre-market higher point than any other point we've hit. It's continued to be belted by the options market. They expired huge amounts of options at $700 and laughed at them all. So, yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty okay. Look, I always go with the closure on these, but we do know one thing about Tesla is when it ramps, it can ramp pretty hard. So it's one of those ones where you've got to practice the scaling concepts. You got to scale, man. Scale. Obviously, you've got to make your own decisions, but yeah, scaling is key. It does a pretty good job as well at preempting oh my goodness. It even hits the 774, 780 area. I mean, it's a good channel. It's a good channel. So I'll say with Tesla, it's one of those scaling kind of events. Now, Amazon's a little bit different. We've just had an earnings. Everyone's keen on it. I saw the Reddit, the Wall Street, everybody, the Wall Street bets, they're all loving the Amazons. Support, trend line. Has it done enough for us yet to be like, oh, we like it? As an investment prospect, I mean, you are getting a discount. You're getting back in, wow, I mean, you are actually getting July. Let's put this in perspective. People don't really think about things sometimes like this. You are getting July 20 price Amazon. So you think, oh, Amazon's a great investment. It's always great. Imagine if you were if you invested July in 2020, and you were at the same point as you are now. That actually is really bad. Like, that's really, 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 really bad investing, because that is so underperforming the market. It's out of this world. At this level, it's at the exact level where it could go even further down. So you're probably looking now for some turnaround action. This is the type of place that I like to see the lightning bolt come out on the 1 hour before I start to ramp on in from a trade perspective. If you're looking at investing, hey, it's back on support, and you may like it over the long term. That's really all I can say there. Ryan Jones, Super Chat, $2. Thoughts on Ford? Earnings were great. My thoughts on all motor vehicles are always the same. I don't buy them. Why? It's competitive. I mean, Tesla's its own little beast. It does its own thing. Toyota, you could argue. No, actually, Toyota's still bad. So all of these motor companies, there's so many of them. They're so competitive with each other. They all require government incentives, government endorsements, this, that. It's difficult for them to grow anymore because of the market share. So are they profitable? Absolutely. Will they continue to scale through and do really, really great? I just don't like them. And I don't like them because of the competitive nature of the industry. You have to have a great designer. You have to have a great product. You run in this cycle where you might have the best truck at the moment. You sell lots of them and your stock goes up and it's all great. But from an investment standpoint, hey, I'm not a fan. Look, the trend line has been, it gapped above. It never got a green out so far on Ford. So I'd like to at least get a green above this trend line. But yeah, overall, look, the price action is okay to the bull side. It's okay. But I don't like them purely because of the competition in the car industry. And I see that going forward. Way more companies coming in. It's just a disaster in my opinion. And I also think it's a shrinking industry. You know, think about it. Less people own cars. You might like cars. I like cars. I'm not having no car. You can't say to me, don't have a car. I want a car. But if I went and asked, I asked my niece, I said, oh, do you want to ever drive a car? No. That's what they say. The youngins say no. They say no. And I know plenty of people in their 20s. They just don't own cars, guys. It's bizarre. Maybe there's someone out there that doesn't own a car. We've got Ultimus Super Chatted, $4.99. SPCE back down to earth. Yeah, I do hate this stock as well. It's another one of my most disliked. And I did I not say up here, get out. He's going to wreck your stock. Yes. It's coming back down to earth. Needs to be back down even more. Needs to be all the way into the dirt. Down around $20 to $10. It's too early for space stocks, in my opinion. But they will be awesome in the future. Keep your mindset on the space, guys. Never forget, it's all about the time that you invest. Everyone thought 3D printing back in 2013 was the next big thing. It's probably now good. Everyone thought AI was the best thing ever to invest in 2015-16. It's probably now getting good. Marijuana, great a few years ago. It's crap. Now all of a sudden, it's probably getting good. You know what I mean? It's about the timing. It's not about your idea. Your idea is smart. It's big brain. But it's not just the time. That's my opinion. We'll see what you guys think. We've got Ismo. We've done that one. We've got Lock Win. $10. Tom, so glad I got out of Sava at 139. Praise, man. That's awesome that you got out there. You are very big brain. That is incredibly nasty. This stock is nasty. And I think, the real story here is not, and the lesson here is not the technicals didn't hold up, because look at this. Look, I didn't change these lines. These are what we drew. Look how close it got. If you're a little bit greedy, you get punished. And then going into that loose lips, whatever you want to call it, earnings, that was terrible. Well done, Locke. I'm glad you got out. But for me, it's this one. I didn't look at the stock. $7, and then before that, even less. But $7 all the way to 140. Come on, guys. That's a super bubble. I don't care what you're in. You have to have a miracle drug. And obviously they didn't, unfortunately. Bro Walst, super chat at $4.99. No message, but thank you very much, bro. Appreciate that. And then we got Tokon Hanmar, super chatted $2. I have 800 to my name in crypto, switch to gold. $800, I assume. I'm not going to tell you what to do, man. If you have $800 to your name and you're in crypto, you've got to think, well, what's your aim? I mean, if your aim is to make 10% or 5% per annum, then that's gold. I mean, gold is up, down, and all around, but realistically, as an investment, this is very slow, yeah? Crypto is insane. Like, you could blow your entire, like, you can blow all the way down to $200 from your $800, or you could turn the $800 into a lot more. It just depends on the safety level that you want. I mean, do you like your kind of position moving less than 1% a day, or do you like your position moving 5 to 6% a day? I can't really tell you what to do, though, but I do appreciate your support. Big Dipper on the Matics. Let's do the Matics. All right, should be caught up there with those ones. Thank you very much, guys. Old Matics up 0.95. There's not much point, in my opinion, to do these, and maybe you guys have different concepts. I do appreciate your super chat here, Big Dipper. But the thing with Matics is, what are we really trying to achieve? I mean, it's Bitcoin, basically. Isn't this Bitcoin? Isn't this Matics stock like a Bitcoin stock? It says Bareed shipping, but I can't remember if it was or not. I don't even know what this stock does. Anyway, from a technical perspective, yes, breaks through this 67, 76. It's at 68 right now. Pre-market up 0.195%. That is a strong breakout for it. And for some, it's probably not the Matics that I'm thinking about. I think Matics is a crypto. But yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Higher lows, breaking out. If this is linked to Bitcoin for whatever reason, you always just go do Bitcoin analysis, because it doesn't matter what this chart says. Ultimately, it will move with Bitcoin. In this case, a breakout above here would be very nice. Next level would be around 72.50, previous resistance, and a little bit of support there as well. Remember, the relevance is always to the most recent level. And then if you go back over here and there's a few touches as well, you will use those. And I'll talk about this from a technical analysis perspective, when to use key supports and resistances, when not to use them. I guess it's a bit of a talent that comes from maybe too many hours in front of the charts. But yeah, from my perspective, this is a series of higher lows. That's good. And once it breaks through that, it will activate the rest of the move, you would think. All right, let's get this comment off here. Tesla pumping. Yeah, Tesla's moving quite a lot. And then we got Christiana M says, Matics is a ocean transportation company. Yes, I realized that when I read marine shipping. And then, yeah, Matic is the crypto. Yes. Thank you very much, Lion Raw Gamer, as well. I like space stocks like SPCE, Tesla, and Amazon. I see one big problem there. And it's not Tesla and Amazon. Let's just say that. SPLK at resistance. You are correct, Bro Walst. It is at around resistance right now. I won't look at it on the charts, but it is around there. And then we've got the chart junkie says, I own 7 cars and 3 bikes. Some of the best investments I've made, if you know what classic cars to buy and the import rules around the classic cars. Am I right, chart junkie? Am I right? I love all investments. I love the car investments. I love the comic investments. But you do need to know what you're doing with collectibles. You know what's really scary? I would have to think art investments. Art is all about tax in America. As far as I understand it, there's some crazy art rules, and it's pretty cool. Ulrich Nielsen, DKK $20. UI path, thoughts. I got rejected at the 0.236 fib. Let's have a look at this. UI path. Is that like This stock? I hope it is. It's not that stock. Oh, rejected at the 23.6 fib. So you've drawn the fib. Okay. Could be this stock. So you've drawn the fib from the top to the bottom. Wouldn't say it got quite to that fib, but definitely rejected here from the resistance level. Let's quickly just get out of that. So support becomes resistance, rejected. Absolutely it did. Are you looking to short this or are you looking to long it? If it now ever gets above this, very strong sign that it's in very, very nice, bullish kind of movement there, because it'll be taking out the stops that are here for the short. If the momentum continues, you get a little closure underneath here. Unfortunately, I could see this stock going back down to these 58s, 59s, Ulrich. Absolutely, I could. Let's have a look at AMD, because that, of course, was the one that I copped a bit for last week. Now, I came out in the video and I told you what my thoughts were. My thoughts were, there was one thing I probably didn't consider, and that was that you guys are crazy and that the internet is it's becoming pretty powerful. I'll give it that. So what Wall Street, I believe, chose to do last week is every single other option we were looking at expired worthless at all the key strikes where all the key things were. I think they let this one go through to the keeper. And I think this is an important lesson that we just need to talk about here. I know we're 8 minutes off the market and we've got plenty to cover. In which, if you're going to use options to prove your point, or you're going to try to sell credits or, buy calls or buy puts or whatever, you've got to bring it back to your technical analysis. We talked about $100, but $100 really was just an arbitrary number. Was there a resistance there? Not really. I mean, it stopped at 1988. So once it got through that zone, it was going to go bullish. Now it's at a resistance. At least this is a technical resistance. We have a good line that points to weakness here in AMD this week. So maybe they'll take the cheese off AMD traders this week instead. There's plenty of cheese there. Don't worry. If you look at the options, it's all over the place. But yes, bring your TA is number one. All of these other concepts just come in to stack with your TA. So probably my bad for just randomly going out with 100, but every other one of those ones did expire. And that's what I was trying to prove to you guys. I've done options for a long time. It's my main core business. Options, 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 when you know what you're doing. But yeah, to just pick a random number is not going to be enough. Bring it in with your TA. It gets better. It does get better. We've got a few others here that are just going to come through. Got Daman Sani, $2.99. Thank you very much. ASX 200. Hope you're well, mate. Certainly am. Let's have a look at the ASX 200. We'll use the futures market for this. So the futures market looks like it's breaking out in the ASX 200, and you think, oh, that's really good. But you got to remember, big deal today, which does push around the ASX a little bit. This does look like the potentials of a nice breakout. 7,500 was reached on the wick here and reached on the wick here. I will actually want to see the 7,500 closed above before I'm feeling really, really bullish. Now, I like our market in Australia. Obviously, I'm Australian. The 50 exponential moving average on the daily has been decently buying recently. You can see the decent buying around that level. I can't really get behind the ASX too much at the moment. I think Afterpay pushed it through in the Square deal. But if it does breach 7,500, you'd think the next 100 points is the zone, and then the next 100, and then the next 100. And there's no reason to think this is in bearish mode yet. In fact, the ASX does perform better than the American market traditionally over the August-September period. And the reason why is we're mineral heavy. That usually runs. Consumer staples heavy. That usually does all right. Utilities heavy does all right as well. So all those sectors do okay. The sector that generally gets hit in August and September is tech. And of course, that hits the US market. So, yep, I think it looks fine. We've got Ryan Jones coming in with a $2 donation. Opinion on VXRT. Let's have a look. VXRT. Vax Art Common Stock. What is this? News related jump today. Pumpy dumpy, bro. Pumpy dumpy. Oh my goodness. Look at this thing. No. big runs though when it goes. This was running through that really crazy period during that Jan Feb where every stock was seriously good, and it's had a few pumpy dumpy since then. So be careful with this one would be what I would say. News related, but yeah, you got to play that one in the small time frames, man. When it pumped, how did it do it? That's what I'd be looking at. How did it do it? So it came out of the gates really strong, ramped incredibly hard, stopped at 10 there, stopped at 950. Is there method to the madness of the pumps? Round numbers, maybe $10. This one here hit 25. This one here hit around 15. You'd be out, I think, on that one. This hit 9, just under 10. Less. Oh, you'd think if it does run, there could be... Yeah, it's a scale. It's a kind of thing that you would look at scaling. And then we've got ATX Mized, Super Chat at $5. Good day. We'll get him up. Okay, you up, sir. ATX. Good day. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're doing as well as we can do when Jack Dorsey goes and spends all our money. Could you take a look at BPro Network /Tether on KuCoin, please? All right, man. We will do that. I'll tell you what, ATX, do you mind if we do it after the market open? Because we're getting so close to the market open here, and that one won't be affected as much. So US 500, we've kind of drawn the lines here. We've got the 40 for the day traders. We've got the 40, what is it, 44.30 as the top side, as where the bears get a little bit of control here of the S&P. 43, and I'm actually going to put it down at 70. Fake market futures currently coming in at 0.3%, 0.44 on the US 100, and then 0.21. Big stories of the day. Square purchases. Pay $10 now, pay $10 in 2 weeks' time, and then pay $10 in 2 weeks' time. A company that is not really probably worth what they paid for, but because they haven't been paying their coders correctly, it's just not working out. Another big story today. We will be watching the old Tesla. Let's see how this comes out of the gates. Tesla is in a channel. If it does break and close above the channel, it should be a lot better. Be nice. Actually, if that is somebody, just quickly get them to message me, Dave. No worries. I'll sort that out. All right. What else? So we're going to watch Square into the open. This is my request. Wow, it's come back up to a 0.66. Cool. I'm not a fan of this purchase. They're going to have to move so quickly, and I hope they can. T-Doc, let's have a look. We don't need that one. We'll get up something else. So story of the day in terms of which stocks are good, which stocks aren't good. I think that the N-phase stock looks interesting. This was one we bought up in the private community. Thank you, Eka. Certainly looks interesting. Got a closure above one of our favorite resistance kind of breakouts. And then you've got trough, peak, higher, trough, higher, peak. Could be an interesting one there. Other than that, Tesla, one to watch for sure. That's going well. I think it's trying to get that $700 done, but really until it gets above there, we've got problems. And yeah, we've got about 40 seconds till the market opens here. So let's have a quick scroll around the stocks of which is moving and which isn't moving. I don't quite understand how Square's back up, but that's fine with me. Lets me make better informed decisions once the market opens potentially here. SE and a few others. We've got a new member coming in as well. Sarah Jane, becoming a member for 2 months. Thank you so much, Sarah. All right, guys, let's get this opening Wall Street bell up. Congratulations for making it through to Monday. We're going to have a very interesting day here in the markets. Looks like we're going to start the fake market futures green. And overall, once this ticks through, not too much down. I'm really surprised Square's managed to get back up there. We'll find out what the news is truly on that in a few minutes. And BioNTech comes in first. Then we've got EQIX. Moderna. Unstoppable Machine. 360 now. Oh, when the Moderna goes bad, it might go quite bad. SE coming in with the 1.31%. Then we've got Square. Wait, is Square up? What the hell? Oh my God. It's okay with me. Keep pushing it up, please. because I still hate the news. Bring it up, baby. Bring it up. Why don't just take it to $300 tomorrow? It's all good. So the acquisition sent it up, but who knows? Maybe that's some kind of block as well. We'll find out with hopefully some kind of information. SAP, ResMed down. And we got percentage changes here on... Whoop, where's the speculation? I don't want that list. It's not even my watch list, guys. Okay. What have I done wrong? I don't even know where it's gone. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll check AMC quickly here as well. AMC up 0.68. All right, let's get out of there. So US 500 key levels to watch: 44.30, 43.70 for the day. Tesla opens like a bat out of hell. Look at this, 2.85% up straight away here. Very strong open, 707. Strong kind of target if it does eventuate, 773 here. Market is mostly green. Let's scroll through some of these. We've got Square up 1%. That is hilarious. We've got AAPL up 0.5. Enphase opens a little down. Did show some strength there on the Friday session. Microsoft opens 0.48. AMD down 1.09. Nasty Wall Street starting to attack that stock, you would think. Trying to get off all those options. I'll just show you how many options are sitting on AMD again this week. So let's refresh this. If they don't get the first pallet, they get the second one. Let's have a look at this. So here's the calls. Scroll down to the strikes. So we're already sitting on the weekly 55,000 at 105, 33,000 at 106, and 17,000 at the 107. Then we've got 50,000 at 110. I wonder whether Wall Street Bets can get this through. They'll have to keep the interest up on it. 50,000 110s? Sounds like some sweet cheese they want to keep. How many puts have they got? A few puts here at the 16K, but look how little puts there are compared to all the calls. I know which way I would rather steal all the money from retail traders. We'll find out what happens and we'll watch it. We'll continue watching it. At least it's a technical resistance this week. So yeah, green. Oh, squares up. I'm very happy. Keep pushing. If Wall Street likes it, I like it. But I still don't like it over the long term. They have to roll it out so well. It doesn't change my opinion, but I hope it rallies super hard. Please do. Please keep going. Jacob Croft says, ding, ding, ding. The casinos is open. Remember to tip your dealer. Finkin79 says, nah, that's just how Tesla moves. That's true. That's true. But at least it's... Well, actually, that's not true, Finkin. Have you been looking Tesla as much as we have the last couple of months? It's been moving terrible, bro. Silverliner, Tom, it's not too late to retract your rant on Square. Not retracting it, man. I don't like it. It doesn't change. Look, remember, it's my opinion. I'm not trading Square based on that. I didn't trade it. I'm not shorting the damn thing. Are you crazy? I'm longing the damn thing, man. But that being said, I still don't like the trade. I don't like what they're doing. And Square blew out earnings. Yeah, that's good. Well, that was expected. I traded the stock and invested in the stock because I believed it would blow earnings out of this ballpark. I've done the app research. We were watching the app rankings. Nothing changes there. I'm very happy. I have to go check it out after. However, I still don't like the purchase. Do you know how high this stock was going to be? We were going to be in the 300 stratosphere, guys. The 300 stratosphere. And instead, we're sitting here with a paltry 257. That sucks. We could be so much better. Silverliner says the MACD is down on Tesla. It's a trap. Then Mark says the Moderna bubble is mental. Yeah, that's certainly one that I would scroll through. Paul says, I hate waking up before the bell rings. I have to definitely have a look at these earnings. I'm going to very much like that. Big Dipper says Square pumpy dumpy. I'll check the earnings out, but I'll tell you what, I might have to make some allocation changes because I'm pretty unhappy with the purchase. Oh, we could have had $300 stock, guys. Come on, man. Jack Dorsey. Truly Messiah says Tom loves Jack. Not right now, man. Not right now. Pickett says day trading Tesla is pure betting. It's far too volatile. Tesla is a long swing or just a hold. I think swing is definitely very probable and possible in that. Come on, baby. I love it. 260. All right, let's do this other one. Let's do this other question here. So this is from ATX Mized. B Pro Network. Yes. Oh, mate, I'm going to be so annoyed if I read that report and Square should have been a $300 stock. Because based on this current move, it should have been a $300 stock. Damn it. 0.268 to 0.11 weekly. What's that, Jacob? Don't speak too soon, Resquare. What do you mean, man? This B Pro is just on a massive, massive move. The only thing you can do here, ATX, just find the moving average. Maybe it's a 2 hour, 4 hour. Let's have a look. 4 hour 20, I recommend. 4 hour 20. Look at this. Really beautiful buys off that zone. So just follow the trend based on the 4 hour 20. If you're wondering where it could go to the weekly again. And, you know, you're looking for somewhere around that 18 mark. So it's quite far off. Keep following the 4 hour, bro. Jacob says it might reach 300 yet. Cool. Then I can get out. Square, the numbers were good. Ripper report. Good. Thinking 79 says people finally looked at the last quarter. What are you talking about? Tesla or Square? If Tesla does run, I think it could go 770, 780. Well, it's a good day to be alive, guys. Square is up 6.71. However, we could have had a $300 juice early here, and it would have been so good. Very, very happy with that, but also sad. I might go check it out, and yeah, I wish everyone the best of the days today. It looks like it's overall going to be a little bit reddish, I reckon. Fake market futures punishing down now. The only things up the glorious Square, which I still don't like. And yeah, a few of these stocks that we've had. Got AMAT coming through here. This is the one that Eka mentioned before. UCTT, that was from last week. Nice inverse head and shoulders play here, continuing to move through. That's very, very nice. In fact, all of these Super Chat ones have been pretty good, except for that one that came from nowhere. We've got the SCCO. This finally broke out last week. Did a quick move down to the 65.50. That was a good one. It started rallying again. It's got some legs in it, this one. Take the distance. Move it through. All right, guys. I gotta go read this report, find out what the hell's happening, and make some decisions. By the way, DKNG, you're looking for it to get above $50 to go really well. All right. I need to go do it. Catch you later. Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see what does occur. Someone said IWM up. Yep. Remember, for the sell side, need the follow through, guys. Follow through. 10-year currently still hitting up the banks. Where's JP Morgan? I want to look at JP. JPM. Oh. What the? The 10 years down and the banks are going up. Well, that makes no sense. And that's why we wait for the confirmation from the price action. All right. I got to go read this report. Seriously, guys. Catch ya tomorrow. Thank you so much. I'm going to go read this, find out what's happened. Kim Lim says, I don't think people have factored in the dilution of Square. Kim, the earnings must be bonkers, bro. It's everything we ever wanted, except it should be $300. So now I've got to go and make some decisions. Catch you, everybody. Bye for now.